Good morning. I will now call the regular meeting of the Louisville Metro Air Pollution Control District to order at 10 a.m. May 15, 2019. Mr. Kelly, your recognition of, we do have a quorum. We have enough board members this morning, so we do have a quorum. Great.
And actually, we do have a couple of recognitions I'd like to make this morning. I would like to introduce to the board a couple of folks that are here to coach the district, but are all talked about ozone study. And so we have Courtney Keller, project manager for the ozone study, from KJS Shaw, the task lead for the emissions inventory portion of the study from Rambo. So if you guys will just wave to the board.
Good morning.
They'll be joining us today, respectively from Colorado and California, to kick off the ozone study that has been about a year in planning. So we talk about it often here in this board, before the board. And while they're here today, we'll be setting up a project schedule and beginning discussions on data needs and communications. And then specifically later today, we'll talk a little bit about the emissions inventory work with some of our staff as we look at the updates on the on-road and non-point portions of the EPA's latest modeling platform. So a lot of good work getting started today, and we're just happy to have you guys here.
Thank you.
We're happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, and then I am incredibly excited to welcome our newest board member, and for the first time in a long time, we will have our full complement of board members. And so I would just like to bring everybody up to speed a little bit with just a short bio so you can just get a sense of who she is. So Candace Sho White has agreed to join the board, is here today. Candace is a married mother of two. She graduated from the University of Louisville, and after which she and her husband returned to West Louisville to cultivate and uplift their old neighborhood. She is a native of the beautiful Shawnee neighborhood, located in West Louisville, and currently resides on Garland Avenue between Shawnee and Chickasaw Park, which is where I hail from, so past neighbor. As a young girl, she loved to dance. There were, however, few opportunities to dance in her neighborhood, and she started taking dance lessons at the Park Hill Community Center and became a proud member of the famous Lanita Rockette School of Dance, where she was exposed to professional ballet dancers and offered a summer internship at the Alvin Ailey Dance School in New York. This experience birthed a lifetime of community involvement, which I think helps explain her seat here today. Presently, Candace is a financial analyst 3 in business intelligence at Equion, Her day-to-day responsibilities include management of corporate plant reporting and data analytics for Plant Solutions, sales, and the accounting departments. Her passion, though, is giving back and being a part of the solution in the community by serving it directly. At Equian, she sits on the board of Metro United Way Committee and spends her free time as a big for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Kentuckiana, Habitat for Humanity, YMCA Black Achievers, and Junior Achievement. We are so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
On behalf of the board, thank you for your willingness to serve on the board. I remember Candace coming to some of the West Jefferson County Community Task Force meetings, so she's very qualified to, I think, to get involved with the commission. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you,
Any other introductions, Mr. Chapman?
No, sir.
Okay. Mrs. Hamilton, any public recognition? Okay. Most of you have received the meeting minutes. You received the strategy committee meeting minutes and also the policy. Are there any corrections or upgrades to the strategy committee minutes? Hearing none, those minutes are approved. Also, the policy committee met also. Are there any additions or upgrades to the meeting minutes? Hearing none, they are approved. I'd like to personally thank Dr. Colbert. He's head of the strategy committee, and also Mr. Sullivan for your willingness to serve as chair of both of these standing committees. Thank you very much. We also received the meeting minutes of the April meeting. Are there any corrections or upgrades to the meeting minutes, the regular board meeting? Hearing none, those board meeting minutes are approved also. Mrs. Hampton, any public comment this morning? Any unfinished business, Mr. Tower?
No, Chairman.
New business?
No, sir.
We have a committee report, policy committee report. Mr. Sullivan?
Okay, thank you. The policy committee met on April 17th and voted to release draft amendments to regulations 1.02, 1.04, 1.15 for 30-day public comment period.
Thank you. Are any questions or to the report? Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
These are two standing committees of the board, the policy and strategy committee, and they meet on an as needed basis. So thank you very much. Staff reports, Mr. Chapman.
Thank you, Chairman. So I will reiterate again just how incredibly happy and excited we are to have a full complement of board members. We have a lot of important work ahead, so having a full board is really going to be important. And I just want to just briefly run through some of the things that we will need you guys for. Ozone attainment work is beginning. We'll be putting together stakeholder groups. We'll be preparing data that will inform the stakeholder groups and the stakeholder process. We'll be analyzing and preparing that and responding to that data from the ozone study. And in fact, as I mentioned earlier, we'll be meeting with representatives from Rambo to begin that process. We also will, in the near future, start to get the data from our toxics GC, our data from our PAMS GC out at our Cannons Lane site. When we get both up and running and producing quality assured data. We will continue to work in the area of environmental justice, continuously striving to make our community outreach and engagement more effective and reaching an even larger audience to discuss the issues that are important to our community. We will continue to build our opportunities to engage with the University of Louisville and now with Bellarmine University. We've had a couple of opportunities, and I will ask the board to, as always, continue to look for opportunities for us to engage with community groups that you work with. We are actively seeking those opportunities. I want to talk a little bit about air monitoring because we had some significant, hit some significant milestones here just recently. So we just received from EPA an approval for our QUAP, for our criteria pollutant network, and QUAP is our quality assurance project plan. This is no small feat. It requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of hours of interaction with EPA to produce a plan that meets all of the requirements that are required by EPA for this process. And so our Billy DeWitt, who's not here this morning, and the rest of the air monitoring staff spent a considerable amount of time putting that plan together, answering all the questions and comments from EPA, and we finally got approval for that, so we're very happy about that. And then we just received certification for a robust set of 2018 criteria pollutant data. And so annually, we have to certify our data. We just got that approval. And I just want to give you a sense of what that involves. There are approximately 37.3 million one-minute data points, which feed into approximately 325,000 hourly data points, which are fully validated and reported and approved for submittal to EPA's AQS database. That is a lot of work, folks. And so I just wanted to make you aware of that. And we did that while having a data completeness of 94.8%, which is up 2% from 2017, and which is over the minimum requirement of about 75% in terms of your data completeness. So that staff has just done an outstanding job. But the important part of this is the fact that we have a robust set of data to make decisions on that has been quality assured and certified by EPA. That's the important point. Quick IT update, as always. Progressing as expected. Selling OnBase is our document management system, are in stages of user acceptance and testing, and so that's moving forward. We look to go online with both of those sometimes in June. Our emissions inventory is coming along. That's working out well. Of course, we won't require industry to utilize it this year, but they will be required in 2020.
I'm not sure if we'll require it, but we'll kind of get some feedback from how companies perceive it and decide from there.
But it's a good automation tool for submission of their emission inventory data. It will streamline the process for them and for us. So happy to bring that online.
Will they have the option to use either paper or this new?
We think for the first year, the option.
One option.
We're hoping most choose to use the electronic system. Eventually, we may mandate that just to really streamline the process, but not the first year.
And then AirWatch 2.0 went live on May 1st. And that was phase 1. And it's just a really nice upgrade to that AirWatch site. We will have the capacity once phase 2 is implemented to look at historical data in that system. And so very happy about that. So all of these IT projects that we've been talking about over the last year and a half are finally and slowly coming to fruition. So hard work pays off. You have in your packet the complaint investigation status summary. This is a new report that we gave a presentation on at a prior board meeting. And also it includes the updates and complaints that we get via the new Smell My City app. I hope you find that detailed information useful. And the district, as always, appreciates any opportunity to get that information and feedback back from the community. So certainly happy to have the use that we're seeing out of the Smell My City app. I'm pointing this out so because again, I want to make the board aware of. You see the length and depth of that report, of the hard work that goes into making that happen. And so I just want to give a special call out to our compliance officers, our community compliance officers, to make that work happen. Assistant Director Hamilton always said those folks have the hardest job in the office, because when they go out, they're going out to talk to folks who aren't happy about something, and then they got to go talk to the folks that made those folks unhappy. So it is a tough job, but for a lot of people in the community, our compliance officers are the face of APCD. That's who they see, that's who they interact with, that's who gets things done for them. So a lot of good work, and this report is just a good way to, two things. One, to show that good work, and then also, because it'll be on our website, folks who have made those complaints will be able to see that that information comes before our board, that we take a look at it, they can check the status of it, and it's just a good way to provide some additional transparency for the community for the work that we do. Yesterday, we had our Louis Stat Forum, and this one was important simply because we have a new Louis Stat format that we're trying to incorporate our work into. And so when you go on site to look at that now on the Meredith website to look at Louis Stat, it'll be in a different format than what you've seen before. I think we put forth a very good first effort on this. We really had short notice to incorporate the work that we do from our old Louis Stat format into this new format. And so we'll see some improvements on that at the next opportunity for us to present that. But I think that meeting went very well. And at some point in the future, when we get this a little bit more tied down, we'll give the board a full presentation of this new format so that you'll know what information the city has and then what the public can access in terms of taking a look at that. On this Friday, I want to make the board aware that I will be on the WFPL radio show. That will be this Friday at 11 a.m. And it's the radio show called In Conversation. We feel like this is going to be just a natural follow-up to the news articles that were written by the WFPL reporter about Rubbertown. So just an opportunity, again, to talk about those issues. Currently, I think the potential guest, besides myself, will be Russ Barnett from the University of Louisville, and then Ebony Cochran from REACT at that. So 11 a.m. Live broadcast this Friday. Tune in. I can make for some lively discussion. Quick budget update. Really no new news except for the fact that Louisville Ford, under which we're housed, gave their presentation to Budget Council, or Council's Budget Committee this past Monday. We've talked about the budget, its impact, and I think the one thing I can say about that budget meeting was that it was by and large non-controversial. I mean, they asked some questions about some things in the budget, some clarification. They raised some issues specific to their particular districts, but there was not a lot of discussion about the cuts and programs that are going away. I think, at least to the degree that I expected that there would be. So that kind of went off without a hitch. As you know, we stand a chance of being called back if they have additional questions. I was able to answer one question relative to APCD for the committee, and that was in regard to our general fund contribution, which you know is fairly limited. About 14% of our budget comes from general fund, so not a big part of that process or that discussion for that matter. But I will keep you posted as we hear things, and of course, this won't be final until it's final. Last week, we had the opportunity to meet with Councilwoman Dorsey. This is our second meeting with her, and she came to our offices. It was a good opportunity again. You know, Councilwoman Dorsey represents the Rubbertown neighborhood, and talked about those issues again. But we also had the opportunity to take her out to our firearms training monitoring site. Our monitoring staff did an absolutely great job of breaking down the work that they do in terms of the technical side of air monitoring, so that she could understand what goes on at that site. I think that meeting went extremely well, and you know, in general, it is a good idea for those folks to understand what we're doing, but even more so now with the pension discussion and the cuts that are taking place. that we make sure that council members understand the work that we do here, how important that work is. And so we look for those opportunities. We have another council meeting scheduled with Councilwoman George coming up later this month, I think, or maybe in June. And so we'll have an opportunity to do the same thing there. And then I will take the opportunity to reach out to additional council members. In fact, we had the opportunity, the mayor was in the building this morning. He came in to vote, but he took the opportunity to come upstairs and talk. And we talked a little bit about the budget issue, talked a little bit about council's response to not increasing revenues. And one of the things he asked was to continue to reach out, make sure council members understand the importance of the work that we do, and that we can't sustain those kind of cuts across the board for metro agencies for the services that we provide to this community. So as I told him, and I'm telling you, we'll reach out to additional council members and try to get those opportunities scheduled, at least talk about what we do. Some quick miscellaneous news and notes. I think I mentioned Bellarmine, but we have confirmed the opportunity to do a second presentation at Bellarmine. You know, the first one we met with some of the science faculty and science students at Bellarmine. They have a group called Veritas, which is their senior learning component at Bellarmine, and so we'll have an opportunity before about 15 or 20 folks to do about an hour-and-a-half presentation for Bellarmine. That's coming up I think in July. We haven't nailed down the presentation that we want to make, but all of our presentations will contain a component of who we are, what we do. We want to talk to them a little bit about the current state of our air quality in our community. But I think then it's a great opportunity to talk about things that individuals and our citizens and our community can do to help improve the area. So we'll try to incorporate all of that discussion into the presentation and make it a meaningful opportunity for those students that attend. We took part in the Mayor's Give a Day celebration, and as part of that, we chose to work with Dare to Care. And so over about a week, we were able to fill about 4 50-pound boxes with food, and then collected an additional $60 cash donation for that project. So good work by all of our staff to just reach out and help those in need in our community. Good work for a good cause. We also had an Earth Day recognition celebration here at the office. It was just another great opportunity for staff to team build, to interact with one another. And we always look for those kind of opportunities because we just understand how important it is for everybody here at APC on staff to understand the work of the other folks and how all that fits together for us to have the success that we have. And interesting program this year. And so our event and planning committee got together, and each section put together their own one-hole putt-putt golf course. And so all staff had the opportunity to go to each section, play around putt-putt. All the holes were primarily environmentally themed. Some were incredibly creative. Some were incredibly hard. We also sponsored a long putt shot contest, and I provided a couple of free lunches for the winners for that. And so it was a great opportunity. Staff got to walk around. It was a good team building event. And so we always like to do those things that they are important to the work that we do. And then, of course, no successful team building goes without a lot of good food. So we had a lot of that. If nothing else, food always brings us together. So it was a good opportunity. Lastly, I want to make the board aware this Monday we have our workshop series. This one will be air quality and greenhouse gas. Again, that is the main branch of the Louisville Free Public Library at 4th and York, starting at 6 p.m. Again, air quality and greenhouse gas. So if you can make it, anyone in the audience can make it, please attend. These are great workshops. There are a lot of good information. And furthermore, there is an opportunity for you to meet and talk one-on-one with APCD staff about that topic or any other questions that you might have about the work that we do. you see on the agenda, we have a presentation about our strategic plan. We'll go through. I will tell you up front, we really kind of had short notice for this. We were asked to do this for incorporation into the mayor's strategic plan. So we really put that together on the short. And I hope I brought it down. Here we go. And so I just wanted to give just a brief overview. This is by no means an all-inclusive look at the strategic plan that we put together or that we submitted to the mayor, but I wanted the board to have a sense of what we provide. So this first slide really presenting to show some of the components that Mayor Fisher wants to have included in the strategic plans that the agency put together. And what it says is Mayor Fisher has repeatedly stated that given his vision for Louisville is to create a clean, green, safe, and inclusive city where people love to live and work, and the city's strategic plan is a roadmap to getting there. And so those components include the mission, and he really gives some guidelines to what he wants with that. So this is to be, the mission is to be the organization's purpose described in the language of the business, the vision, a vivid, emotionally inspiring, time-specific picture of the future to which that organization aspires. Themes are the topics, strategic areas of focus by the leadership of that organization. The goals are smart goal content to provide guidelines and not hard, fast rules. And then, of course, action plans, which are the tasks which will help you to reach those goals. This is the mission statement, the vision statement, and the city values for Louisville Metro strategic plan. And can everybody see that? So I won't read it if you can read it yourselves. These are the 8 things that make up the Louisville Metro strategic plan. Public safety, jobs, education, health, resilience, smart city, compassion, and livability. And so as each agency puts a strategic plan together, the components of their strategic plan that will help the mayor accomplish these themes, we outline them, we highlight them so that he will be able to determine the work of each agency as it corresponds to the themes that the mayor's overall strategic plan will include. All city departments have developed their own strategic plans that support the mayor's plan. And just a short note, we've had a strategic plan that we've worked on, but as I mentioned, we really had short notice to provide this for the mayor for inclusion into his strategic plan. Really what we did was update our current strategic plan, make sure it was inclusive of all the new initiatives that have occurred since we had put that one together. The importance of this is that the strategic planning process pushes our organization to clearly define its mission and core services. And while our mission may seem obvious, this compels us to take a look and examine how we work and then find ways to improve that. But you know, that really is just part of the everyday, daily, continuous improvement work that we do. But it's an important process because that work then gets incorporated into Metro's strategic plan, which ensures that we are on their radar, that they understand how our work supports the overall strategic plan for the mayor's office. And in that regard, it just really helps when we go to ask for any kind of help on anything, and let's take it easy when if we need to ask for money, we can talk about how that money helps us do the work that we do, that then supports the mayor's strategic plan. And that's why it's important for us to be thorough and thoughtful about that, make sure that we cover all of the things that we do to help support his plan, because in the long run, it's going to help us do our work. Now, there's a component of our strategic plan, and this is really, I'm just going to give you like one example for each of the 5 things that are 5 goals that we came up with. But one thing that we didn't put on here, and I'm remiss for not having included, is the fact that in our strategic plan, we included an equity statement along with our mission statement and our vision statements. And our equity statement read, ABCD will ensure the fair treatment and meaningful involvement of all people, regardless of race, color, national origin, or income, with respect to the development, implementation, and enforcement of ABCD regulations, programs, and policies. You know, I'm going to be very honest with you, when we sat down and put this together, that really was one of the first things we knew that we wanted to include in what we submitted to the mayor. We wanted to make sure that that is a part of the work that we do every day. We wanted to make sure that the mayor and his strategic plan understood that environmental justice and equity is a part of the work that we do, and it is a primary component of that work. So we did include it as a slide, but I wanted to make sure I let the board know that it is an integral part of our strategic plan. So for goal 1, was implement pollution regulations through preventing, compliance, enforcement in a way that is fair, transparent, timely, and technologically advanced. And so again, in our full strategic plan, we have multiple examples, tasks, and goals to reach that goal. I just wanted to provide one to give you a sense. Increase on-site inspection frequency. The increased frequency of on-site inspections will allow inspectors to determine compliance more often and then improve the timeliness of enforcement. Goal 2, which is to engage residents, businesses, and governmental partners in developing and implementing policies and strategies to make the air cleaner for all citizens and improve the quality of place in Louisville Metro. Again, our example here is to continue to develop the Clearing the Air workshop series and then other community dialogue opportunities to help empower citizens to participate in ABCD's regulatory functions, better understand local air quality and its drivers, and then improve related public outcomes. Goal 3 is to monitor air quality to demonstrate compliance with the National Ambient Air Quality Standards, to identify air quality trends through data analysis, and then to keep the public informed about air quality issues. Our example here is implementing ABCD's air toxics ambient monitoring in West Louisville. This builds upon and greatly expands the prior West Louisville air toxics monitoring project, and again will provide us the type of information that will allow us to better serve our community. Goal 4 is to develop and implement standards, plans, strategies, and actions to preserve and improve air quality. Our example here is to develop a multi-pollutant, risk-based air quality strategy, identifying and evaluate control strategies for ozone precursors, PM2.5, and air toxics that maximize community health benefits. The study that we're embarking on today with Rambo is going to be a big part of this. All of this information, we're finally in a place where we can start to expand the work that we do, and developing a multi-pollutant risk-based air quality program is really just a key example of getting to a place where we can then expand the work that we are doing. And then goal 5, to educate members of the public and the business community about the benefits of clean, safe air and how their behavior impacts it. And our example here is to continue to use the Kentuckiana Air Education Program, or CARE, to raise awareness of behaviors, particularly transportation-related choices that impact air quality. Continue to inform the public about air quality alerts and the air quality index. And again, just so you understand why the CARE work is tied to transportation related because its funding comes from CMAQ funds, this is congestion mitigation, but air quality fund, so it really has to have a transportation tie-in. So that's just a brief overview of our 5 main goals that are incorporated. We sent the full plan up to the mayor's office, and we can in the future provide a look at the full strategic plan if the board so wishes. So first of all, thank you. If there are any questions, obviously I'll be happy to take them. And then this is just a picture of all the staff in front of our Derek care boxes before we ship them off. So that's everybody here. Any questions?
Are there any questions from the board members or comments for the directors of the report? Thank you, Kipper.
How does the strategic plan for ABCD address climate change? Which, as I understand, the Metro Louisville is committed to the U.S. Conference of Mayors program, right, to do something about climate change and mitigate somehow. But
To the degree that our core work addresses any of those issues, obviously we take part in that. But in that regard, we are really more of a resource for the people doing that work. Traditionally done through the Office of Sustainability. I don't know if everyone is aware, but the Office of Sustainability has been rolled into Develop Louisville. That work that they had been doing will carry on. The programs that they had begun will carry on. Will just take place in a different part of the organization. But we have worked with them since the very beginning to be a resource to provide information, have them understand how the work that we do will impact the sustainability work and the climate change work that the mayor is committed to.
Well, Mr. Charlie, thank you for the excellent update. Look forward to getting a year-end update of all this. Thank you very much. I guess we have the our project data that all the board members received the our project data. Any questions on the data that was distributed? What about the enforcement status report? Any questions or comments regarding the report? Access emission report? Any questions or comments from me? Complaint investigation status report. That's a very excellent report. I like the format on it, so we have a lot of information here. So, any questions on this report? I think that's about what we have for the agenda today. There have been no further business. I now. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say that I will be going to Chicago in June for a consumer law conference. And I just wanted to tell you that I will be stealing a lot of the information that you have because a lot of it fits into the NAACP's mission. And it is very difficult. People from our national down to our regional, they just don't know what all we're already doing here. So I've been charged to make you do things that you're already doing. So I'm taking this information, I'm putting it all in a notebook, and when I go to Chicago, I'll be presenting this to this Center for the Law. And I'm getting the wrong name title, I forget what it is. But anyway, so what you just did today, I would also like to see that. So I'm just telling you that my charge, I really feel good by saying in Louisville, they have already charged me with doing a clean air ordinance. And I said, well, we have the STAR program. So you see what I'm saying? All my charges, I can come back with it. So thank you, Air Pollution Control District, for making my life easier. That's all I'm saying.
As always, right here, if we can provide any additional information, I know you will feel free to reach out to us.
Please share that information with your friends.
I just want to share with the right people in the right level, so they won't stay on.
There been no further business. The meeting is adjourned until June 19th. Thank you for your attendance, and looking forward for your next meeting. Thank you.